so tired. Anyway, so we are going to be doing a character Q&A. So y'all get to ask me pretty much any question about my characters and I have to answer. But like I put in the pinned comment right there, I'm not going to answer anything personal, and there might even be some character questions that I'm not going to answer because I just don't want to. So yeah, hold on. Again, I'm tired. My hair's not pulled back and that's gonna annoy the crap out of me. Hold on. Nope, I need a hairbrush. I will be back. I found this other one after filming for it. Okay. I found a hairbrush. Hi, I am doing pretty well. How is everyone else? I don't have any of my regular bracelets on and it's driving me crazy too. Hold on. I'm losing a fight to bracelets. There we go. Okay, so anyways, I'm just gonna wait for people to start asking questions, I guess. There we go. Well, while no one else is on, I guess we could talk about some OCs. One I really want to talk about, go ahead and talk about it, is going to be Mara, however you want to say it. It's Mora, really, but, so she is the new motherly OC that I introduced, and so pretty much I kind of did do a fairly good job explaining what a motherly is, but to anyone that did not see that post, it's basically like a mom that takes care of a kid that dies before their parents. So in her first video, Mora has an 8-year-old. Yeah, I don't know, I've already filmed a few videos, so I'm trying to make sure I don't say anything I should not say, but yeah. So she's a really special character to me because characters like her and her counterpart, who we'll meet eventually, are both very healing in a way for me to work on. But yeah. My allergies are not what at this point. But yeah. Also, I talked about more OCs, but I want people to ask questions too, and I'm impatient. Gosh darn it, why is my brain like this today? I feel like my ponytail's falling, and I know it's not. I'm tired. Okay, I'm trying to think of any others that I can really blab about that, like, I'm not doing big time official stories for while I wait for people to get on. Like, I've got Penumbra, Sola, characters like that, but hi Paydream, how are you? I mean, I could talk about Blue Fate maybe, but I haven't even started on that. That's good. Pretty good. Just waiting for people to start asking questions about the characters. I just about said characters without the questions. That is proper English, Jordan. Proper English. I'm gonna change earrings real quick. Watch me get like one of the few questions that I couldn't answer about a character. I will legit laugh, but also probably die a little inside for not knowing the answer. Because these are my OCs. I should know everything about them. But at the same time, I don't know everything about them because they're growing with me. Like, does that make sense? I feel like that might make sense to someone out there. I just don't know who. Queen Snowflake. Easy. Gosh. 8 years old, I think, was when I first like came up with the concept of her. I like to say that she found me though, because well, I've talked about it before. I don't want to bore y'all with that story again. But yeah, and then she was also the first that I brought to life, and no one will ever find that video. No one. It was bad. It was so freaking bad. Like, when I say bad, I mean, one, I didn't have costume pieces for any characters. I was wearing my regular church dresses. So, like, that's how bad it was. And then I wasn't even in a blue dress for that video, and I don't know why. I feel like I should have done a blue dress. And I probably still have that dress up in my closet as a keepsake thing, because it was the first thing. Okay. But yeah. Bye. Yeah, we don't talk about the original Queen Snowflake stuff because that was a train wreck looking back on it. Like, dear gosh, why the ever loving duck did I do any of that? At the same time, y'all gotta remember I was 12 back then, so, you know, give me a little leniency, please. But then you've also got stuff like, because moving on, then I started bringing Snow to life a lot better. And then we got Alex, but Alex wasn't the second OC that I came up with. Technically, that would be, you know, bringing in Snow's cousins and everything, but the second, like, main character OC is going to be Magenta, which is the first character I actually ever wrote for. And that's another thing we don't talk about. That was worse. I didn't think it could be worse, but it was worse. And then we moved on to where we had Alex, and then everything just kind of expanded from there into the wider universe that I have now, along with the really 3 other universes right now, because I refuse to let myself work on much more because I don't need to do that to myself right now. I need to give myself a break, really, and I don't need to be working that much because my brain hurts. Like, it freaking hurts. But I love writing so much, and I don't want to take a break, but at the same time, I've got writer's block on everything right now. Yeah. Things do not be going that well. But it is fine. I say is I procrastinate just about everything that I should be doing, including the 3 scripts that I'm working on. Hi! What? Oh, my brain is broke today. I'm just over here with my nail file stabbing things till people ask more questions. What did the toilet paper do to deserve to get stabbed? Nothing at all. I'm just impatient, and I have a very short attention span. Also, this is just low-key fun. Favorite character, Queen Snowflake, easy. Then followed kind of by Alex, then probably Luna. Which Luna is actually based off a real person, so. Make of that what you will when I'm over here like, yeah, Luna's my 3rd favorite character just because Alex and Snow are both variations of me within their universe. So. I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for asking. How is everyone else? Because I totally didn't forget to ask that. I just found something that I was supposed to use for a video like a while ago. I completely forgot about it. I wonder if it ever dried. I'm holding it over the sink because my shirt has white in it. Nope, it did not dry. I want to do something dumb, but I know if I do the dumb thing, I'm going to very much regret it. So we're going to do the dumb thing with it. You don't keep asking questions while I do this, though. Just pretend I'm doing nothing at all. Not anything that's potentially sort of kind of irresponsible. And I got paint on my shirt. Okay, I'm gonna just stick that there. See what happens. Kind of. Yeah, my stupidly short attention span over here. I'm trying to see. I don't know if I have a whole list of like the order of my favorite characters. Just it's Snow, then Alex and Luna, then Ocean, and Autumn, and Catherine. And that's just for the Alex. Oh, thanks. That's just for the Alex's Adventures stuff, though. Because then, like, you get into my broader universe, which includes the Friend of Wolves and all that. And then things get complicated. Very, very complicated. This is actually going a lot better than I expected. But there's still a lot in there. I'm trying not to ruin my nails while I do this. I'm not answering questions about myself, I'm sorry. And I'm dropping things, you'll give me a sec. Welcome back. Okay. Purple gooey mess. That's paint that I legit put in a tube like a year ago. And then I found it and I decided to dump all the paint out because I got bored because no one's asking questions. And again, short attention span. That's it. My hair is not wanting to work with being out. And now my fingers are covered in purple. Y'all can ask questions. I'm gonna wash the clothes. I'm procrastinating way too many things, you know? There we go. Totally not trying my hands off on an old shirt. Trying to think if there are any questions that I've been asked in the past that have, like, where the answer might have changed over time because I'm always evolving my stories. So I can't check the Google form because I'm on live. Okay, there we go. I finally got it cleaned out. Now I just gotta put the lid back on. And it'll probably just sit here for an eternity now. Let's see. I can't think of any questions I've been asked in the past that have changed. Like, some personal friends have asked me some questions, but they were never, like, much, so. And then I will say, I've been teasing one thing with the rewrite of Alex's Adventures. And people are gonna be so mad at me. Like, they're going to be freaking mad. But I don't care. Because it's my story. I get to do what I want. I'm also excited to see how people would react to that. Because I very much changed up a dynamic to make this a lot easier. Oh, thanks. But, so, like, I wanted to make things easier on me writing it and everything. So, I have a little plot device that I'm using to try and see how much I can trick people. But for anyone that's a fan of the channel, they're more likely to catch on to what it is if I ever publish. So that's all I'm gonna really say about that. No one even asked, but you know. And then, let's see, what else is there I can talk about? I'm getting a good little bit done and changed. And by a good little bit, I mean I've got like a whole 5 chapters done because my brain doesn't want to focus on that. I want to work on pretty much everything but that in front of wolves. Not because I don't want to work on them, but because I need to focus more on my main universe, which is going to be the magical world and that and the stories within it. Which I will say, once I'm done with, I'm going to abbreviate it as SITW for now because that's the acronym for it. I'm being dead serious. Once I'm done with that, the book following is not going to see as much of the magical world, which both has me excited and very sad because I want to see where this could take me, and I want to see what it'll do writing wise and how much it'll actually expand the universe of my stories, because I feel like it really will, and I think I'm going to benefit in the long run from doing that, but I'm just not that sure yet. Yeah? Okay. Yeah, can you pick me up a burger and fries? Yeah. Thanks, Mama. Oh, and can you get me a Diet Coke? Because we're out. I don't know if she heard that last part. But yeah, so I've got a lot coming in the future, and I am so excited about all that. And again, I've got 3 scripts I'm working on. You know, the other day it was 2 scripts, and now it's 3 because my brain has to be so freaking hyperactive or something like that, because apparently I cannot say, hey, I'm gonna do this one thing. No, I've got to do this one thing, and then it starts as one thing and it ends up as 2, and then suddenly the next thing I know I'm writing book 8. See, fun fact, Alex's Adventures was never meant to be a series. It was supposed to be one book. One. It is no longer just one book. It is a book with a prequel series, or it is a book series, which is looking at being about at least 10 books now. 10 or 11, probably. With a prequel, at least one prequel book, a sequel series, 1, 2, 3 spin-offs, and another book within the same universe. It started out as me getting mad because I lost the original Queen Snowflake story. And now it is so much more than that, and I'm so happy about it, but I'm also like low-key stressed because part of me wants to call it quits when I finish Sit W, but just like to annoy people and then like come back after I've published and finally read them, because chaos. And so, but the rest of me does not want to do that because I really love writing these stories. But again, I have so much more I need to focus on and everything, because I've got all my stories to do, and I'm having to try to hammer in that I need to focus specifically on Alex's Adventures and Snowfall right now because they are within the same universe. Then I'm going to move on to working on Anastasia's Journey. I have more paint on me, I don't know how. And then I'm going to work on the spin-off series, and while I'm doing all of this, I'm going to be slowly working on, let's see, The Dark, Motherless, Gayette. I don't actually have a name for her story, but I'll get one eventually, hopefully, maybe. Power, the Creator. Well, technically it's called Believe in Magic, but that's really more of a temporary title. Friend of Wolves and Changed. So that's, I think, what was it, 6 maybe that I'm going to work on outside of doing Alex's Adventures. Hi, Odsy. So yeah, I have a lot to do outside of the main Alex's Adventures universe. Oh, fun, school. I'm so glad I'm on break. There, Odsy, it'll be okay. But, you know, so I'm low-key, my brain wants to work on everything and none of it at the same time, because, you know, I will sit aside, an hour a day, because I will sit aside like at least a solid hour every day to write, and then no, I get nothing. I lay down in bed and my brain goes, light bulb. Like, why does it have to be at night? I need my sleep. Well, I don't, but still. I'd like to attempt to get some at some point. But yeah. So, and then on top of everything, I have, I think, 5 or 6 more OCs that my brain's come up with since the last time, since I posted that one list of OCs to be looking forward to. So this should be fun. Trying to get everything navigated and all that. And a lot of my new OCs, I will say, are going to be Fae, just because I feel like I haven't given my Fae characters that much. Like, I focus more on my fairies and Alex and Destiny and Anastasia and characters like that. Note to self, film for Anastasia later because I really need to get that done. But, like, I don't know. I've got so freaking much going on story-wise and all that I hate to say it, I might actually end up having to take a back seat from working on new OCs just for a little bit. Because I need to get a little more done and Believe in Magic to really start fleshing out things with Destiny and Nia and a lot of characters that are being included in that story. And I'm so excited for that specifically because this is going to be writing something that I've never tried before. And I'm nervous and I'm excited and I can't believe that I'm actually trying it. But I am. I'm just going to keep telling myself that it's going to be fine and it's all going to go well, and it's not, but we can pretend that it will. And then, honestly though, if I finish it, Destiny's story would probably end up being the first one I were to ever publish. Not because I don't want y'all to see things like Alex's Adventures and stuff, but because the Alex's Adventures, Snowfall, all those books, they're so much more special and personal to me that I want to hold on to those a little longer, I know, at least right now, before I release them to the public. Just because it's incredibly important. Those are my stories. Like, yeah, the other ones are my stories, but the characters that, like, if I'm having a rough day, I'm not gonna go like, oh, I'm gonna work on Destiny's story. No, I'm gonna go put Alex through a crap ton of torture to get character development, even though she's probably had more than enough character development for a lifetime. And again, it's not because I don't love my characters, but because they are my comfort characters. They are how, like, it helps me. Sorry, people aren't even asking me questions and I'm just over here blabbing and blabbing and blabbing. I'm sorry if it's getting annoying. But yeah, so I've got a lot of work to do. And I don't know how I'm gonna get it all done, honestly. But I'm nervous I might not get it all done. But I want to get it all done. Like, it's not like I'm actually publishing. I'm a teenager. So, you know. Hi. Like, I'm a teenager, so I'm not worried about publishing just yet. I'm probably going to wait. My plan is to wait until I'm about 19 to publish. Specifically, like, I want to try to get my first book published on either my 19th or 20th birthday, because why not? You know, birthday present to myself. But yeah. And again, I'm sorry that I'm just blabbing without people asking questions. I just love talking about stuff like my stories. Like, I like it way too much, quite frankly, but who cares? Because I can. I have glitter under my eyes and I'm trying. Oh wait, never mind, I know where it came from. This is what I get for giving Nia a new makeup look. Glitter. Snowflake is my all-time favorite, followed by Alex, then Luna, then Ocean, then Autumn, then Catherine. And I know it's weird that I have a whole list of who my favorites are. yeah. The only reason I've got the whole list is because I've had Snowflake for so freaking long, and I know I said it earlier, but I've had her since I was 8, and, well, she hasn't left me since. So she's, like, really special to me and stuff. Oh, great. New OC idea. No, Jordan. No. You're not allowed to work on a new OC. Yes, I'm talking to myself, because if I start writing down more OC ideas, then it's just gonna, the list is just gonna get longer and longer and longer until I do not have any money once I have my job back to actually buy OC costumes or anything that I actually need. Okay, we'll all be spent on OC costumes. My brain is getting jumbled up. Hold on. But in all seriousness, I do have so freaking many OC ideas, which are going to be new favorites, I'm sure, once I get their costumes. I have another idea. Why? Okay, this one does deserve to be written down, though. Okay, sorry about that. Hi. A new OC idea pops into my head and I can't type it because I type everything in on my phone. I'm just gonna write it down because the idea I had is going to be a very good idea for me and I'm gonna love it so flippin' much. Yeah, so do I. A lot of my OC costumes, I've told myself that I have to be cheaper, so the majority of my costumes, which I have in here, are old clothes and stuff. And I'm like, you know what, it fits the character's vibe good enough. So, like, Snowflake, I bought hers. I technically bought Ruby's kind of newish. It was an old Halloween costume I found at a yard sale that was brand new. And then you've got characters like River or Laura Lane, who I just have their dresses. I know that. I was in a my other shirt got stained while I was dumping out paint. Don't ask, that's another story. And this was the only shirt I had nearby. Which really, again, I need to get filming done, but I don't really want to film because I have like a bazillion videos I need to edit at the moment. But then half of the videos I need to edit include other characters that I need to film for. I think I'm stuck in a loop. And now for some reason I want to watch My Little Pony. See, my brain does not want to work at all. I have so freaking much to do. I've got to film for Lexi, Snow. I need to get something done for one of my new OCs view. I'm excited to introduce her, but I don't have her full costume yet, so I'm sad about that. And then it's been so freaking long since I've done anything for Catherine, but I don't want to film for her at the moment because I don't want to do red makeup today. And then I've also got to put Cass, her makeup's so hard because I've got to put the black lines on. I do need to work with Fern though. We'll do this later. I will do this later. I will focus on it later, not at the moment. I'll note to self, film for Talia later. I know I make a lot of notes to self. I've got to remember these things. Oh yeah, also I got most of the purple out of my shoulder, so. I've really got to get wigs. I'm gonna get wigs and y'all are gonna be so confused as to what character it is if I didn't have the dresses for said characters already. And some characters are getting costume upgrades, so. But I do have that one costume. Okay. Phew. Okay. I forgot to dismantle these. Y'all give me half a sec. I'm fixing something. Well, really breaking it, because, you know, dismantle. I'll fix the rest of that later. Okay. Yeah, things are really expensive for those of us that love doing fantasy stuff. That's just part of it, I guess. That's why I get a part-time job during the fall. Work weekends and anytime I'm not at school, pretty much. Well, not at school or filming. Dang it, I'm getting personal. I said that this was only about OC. See, this is what I mean by my brain is everywhere and all. Okay, you know what? I've got to get filming done sometime this week, so I'm going to go ahead. Y'all can ask questions if you want to, but I'm going ahead and taking down the OC costumes that I need to work with because I have a few. I filmed for Nia last night, if anyone saw that live. No. Hanger. Need this one. I'll hunt down Destiny's costume later. I'm too lazy to right now. Okay. There we go. Whoa. I didn't fall. Ooh, that sounds like it hurt. I'm picking this up before I try again. Okay, and then maybe I can find the piece that I need for her costume instead of having to buy one. And then that one costume is not. It's all in the wash. Do I really want to work with any of these today? Not really. Although once I start on that one book, I'm gonna need to bring those two costumes out later. But yeah, okay. I went ahead and pulled down 4 costumes I need to film with later. So, good enough. And I'm probably gonna do a character get to know me live when I do one of them. Anyways, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and hop off and go get some writing work done. Thank y'all for joining the Q&A, even though it was really me just blabbing. Everyone have a wonderful time zone. Bye, Snowdrops!